valid concerns, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to
Right.
sound like I'm just poking fun at him for no reason. But one of
Yeah.
these is really funny because it's spelled totally wrong too. So I'm gonna absolutely repeat this one. Yeah, and I think this one that I found, it was like not just our hobby town; it was in a whole bunch of different hobby towns, and it was the same person. So I feel like this person just got mad at something and
Oh,
like repeated it, you know?
boy, go figure.
Yeah. We got a lot to talk about today, don't we? This is Alex Sturgeon with the Hobbytown HobbyPlex, and as always, here is my companion.
Will Brinton.
And this is the HobbyPlex Show podcast. Those of you that are on YouTube right now, this is the raw version, and unedited, and then of course you get the funny, edited down, more professional sounding version later on in the week, usually Friday.
Yeah. I was gonna say something like, I don't think it's appropriate though.
Oh,
that,
okay.
that has to do with Raw. Monday night.
Raw.
Well, I was gonna add something.
Didn't Eddie Murphy? Didn't he have a movie that was Eddie Murphy Raw?
Probably.
I think so. Yeah, we're on. We're definitely on there. Good. I was checking to see if we were on. So a couple things I want to go over today. There's not much hobby news. In fact, I think we made hobby news ourselves with the summer series. And then we got some. I posted some a call for questions today a little bit earlier. I actually remembered to do it. Sometimes I just straight up don't remember.
Yeah.
And we actually got some pretty interesting topics to talk about. I wouldn't mind going over some of those.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I read him. I actually read him.
Oh, did you? So you
Yeah,
are kind of prepared?
Yeah, believe it or not.
Right. And then I got this fun little segment I want to do. It's like a 2-minute drill type thing that I thought we could try to do. That's really funny.
Word association?
Maybe. Word association should be fun. That would be fun.
Yeah. Trex.
Or Orion.
Give me another one.
This is hard. Integrity.
Farms. Needs some integrity.
Tekken.
Redneck complaining about their broken speed control after they launched their 8th scale and hit like the ceiling with it, and they can't believe their speed control broke.
Y'all got that Casel Cretans? Y'all got any of those?
Trailer court.
Maybe.
No.
Oh man.
No, I'm sorry.
Somebody's gonna come in tomorrow with a list. Like, are you making fun of me? Like, no.
Yeah,
definitely
you
not.
making fun of me and my Cadle Cretans?
Yeah, I got this Cadle Cretans.
Cruise control. You're making fun of my Cadle Creations cruise control.
Did you see I posted a bunch of stuff up on YouTube from this weekend, but also I went flying on Sunday.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
That's okay.
But I saw the video.
I finally got a chance to. So last week I kind of complained to my family that they don't like to watch me come and fly. Like they never go to the flying field with me or anything. Even Emerson. And
Yeah.
I know why Emerson doesn't want to come because we don't have a plane right now that he can fly because he's still learning how to fly.
Yeah.
My apprentice, I donated to the club earlier. But still, if it's a nice night out, I don't see the big deal. So Gretchen made it a point to say, hey, you want to go to the flying field? And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. So I'm like, cool. So I actually had yesterday off. I didn't know I had yesterday off. I was all ready to go to work. But Aiden texted me. He's like, you don't work tomorrow, right? And I'm like, what? And I looked at it, and sure enough, I didn't work. So I was super happy. I got to sleep in. And then I charged my batteries for my planes all day, and we went out there, and Emerson was there, so he actually filmed for me, so I actually got video of myself finally flying instead of videoing everybody else flying. So
Yeah.
it was good. It was a really nice day. It was beautiful out. Been waiting for one of those days. I saw you went out and rode your bikes more.
Yeah, rode my Zuma last night with my neighbor. That thing rips pretty hard.
Nice. You want to just get into the summer series? Because that's a big deal. We had round 2. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Hold on. We got to... I forgot to mention that HobbyPlex show is brought to you by Pivot Lending Group, and you can find them at pivotlending.com. And if you mention our show and you get in for a home loan or refinance, along those lines, you can either get a $500 lender credit, like off your closing cost, or 0.125 off of your rate, which is fantastic. That's a heck of a deal from those guys.
Get that 0.125.
Yeah, I already know quite a few. They've had more than I ever thought they would have. To be honest with you, I didn't think they'd get as many so far. People using that. Yeah, I thought.
How many is a lot?
More than your hands can count.
Really?
Yeah,
that's pretty badass.
That's pretty badass. And just for we're just a small little RC show that is pretty much we talk about mostly local stuff. It's not like we're.
How many people are listening
making money
or watching right now on YouTube?
On YouTube, 8. 8 people on YouTube right now. Hi, guys.
So we got eight people that.
Yeah, but I will say that usually towards the end of the week, the numbers go up over 100 usually within the first week.
Oh, really?
From our taping, so at least 100 people. At least 100 people watch it for some amount of time. It's kind of cool. You can see the analytics and everything on YouTube, and you can see for how long people watch for and stuff like that. And this show actually gets quite a bit of watching. It's usually about 20 minutes or so.
Oh, really?
Considering it's usually an hour and 20 minutes sometimes. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Especially for YouTube, where everybody's just clicking right through it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, you said we weren't getting paid. I was like...
Yeah, we're not getting paid.
I was gonna. Well, you said you made, internet money or something. I was going to be like, you're getting paid?
Yeah. No, off of YouTube. I've gotten my first YouTube check. It wasn't very much, but, still, I'll take that. That's like 2 or 3 sets of tires what I've earned so far. I'm happy.
Yeah, get some of that internet money.
Get some of that internet money. It's not a lot, so...
$50.
Yeah.
After taxes.
Speaking of which, I got my phone out. John Bolton's on here. Mister's a watcher I've seen on here quite a bit. He says, "What's up?" There's a guy, Joel Florkey. Hope I'm not killing his last name, but he says this first time watching, and he had a question. We'll probably get that in when we get to the questions at the end. Wade Garing's on here.
Oh, Wade, nice. Yeah, Wade. Hey, Wade.
We get to talk about him today in the summer series results and stuff.
Yeah.
So.
The guy's like first-time listener, first-time
texter. Okay, so summer series round 2. It took a while, right? Round 1 was early June. Round 2 was second week in July, and then now it's starting to get hot and heavy again because we're in 3 weeks will be round 3, and then the end of April or August will be round 4, and then the next thing you know will be over again, which is weird, but. A lot of build up to this one. We had a bunch of really good club races, and you could kind of see some new people starting to get fast in their respective classes, I thought. And I think for the most part kind of showed itself Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah, I think so.
We had, when it was all done, we had 158 entries. And round 1, we had 170 something, 76, 77, something like that. So round 1, I felt like there was just a lot of buzz, period, because we finally got to race, right? And round 2, that's kind of our standard. That amount of entries, right around the 150 mark, has been our standard for the last, 4 or 5 years now? Maybe longer?
Yeah. And one would think we'd have, a lower car count just because of how hot our driver's stand is during the summer. But, people.
I know.
People just keep showing up.
Yeah, they keep showing up.
It's great.
Yeah, I thought for sure that would be a big turnoff, but apparently it's not. And the fans that we have up there must be doing something right. Blowing nice cool air on everybody as they're up there on the driver's stand. So yeah, totally.
Yeah, I've never had an issue with it. I really just thought it was very comfortable. But some people think we have a hot driver's stand.
I know, it's crazy.
Maybe it's because our driver's stand's so lit. because it's so easy to see everything.
That's
in your
true.
car.
And
We have, like,
it's
the best
totally,
driver
it's AMA, is it ADA certified? American Disabilities Act? Like it's 100% certified for those of you handy capable people that can get up on the driver's stand in their wheelchairs and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And
You know,
there's multiple ways up.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's hot in a way where, like, if it was a girl and I wasn't married, I might want to make out with it.
Yeah, I would say the same. I'd at least go talk to her.
Yeah,
know?
I'd go up and talk.
I would be respectable and you know, get to know her. You know, that's how I would treat our driver's stand. It's so hot.
Okay, you finally got me to break down. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
All right. I don't even know what to say now. Like I'm at a place. But no, totally.
Yeah, Muy en Fuego driver's stand, yo.
We should nickname it that, like in Fuego.
Muy en Fuego. I thought we should paint it orange and put like
flames on it.
Flames and stuff. Yeah, like because it's so fire, yo.
Yeah.
So lit.
Okay. Friday practice went really well, so I changed the track a little bit. I always try to change something just to keep it somewhat fresh. It also helps too, like if a part of the track gets jacked up, then I can go and I can just, that's a reason to change it, you know, to like make it better. So changed a couple things Monday night, Tuesday afternoon of last week, and I think overall it made the track that we have right now flow better, a little bit better.
Oh yeah, no, I this is like one of my favorite layouts.
It's pretty good. I mean, I'm not trying to like sound conceited or anything like that.
No, you are, but
okay.
No,
But
I'm just kidding.
it's a really fun racetrack right now, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the drive. I would say. I thought it was a great. You know, before I didn't really care for the option lane, but now the way we have it, like since the change we made to it, totally fine. I really like this layout.
That was one of the things that was on my list. The tabletop turn after the option lane, it was good for a round, but I watched it. I kept watching in club racing how it got worse and worse and worse. First off, just getting beat up every week, and then on top of that, like having that 90-degree turn right there, right afterwards was just tough, and it used to pile everybody up and then be a marshalling nightmare. So
yeah,
so that's one reason why I wanted to change that part up, just in general.
Yeah, well, like for me, I feel like this layout has a lot of stuff, or has a lot of. It's like the complete package. So here's what I look for in a layout. So the first thing I look for is not a lot of 90-degree turns, like 180, 180, 180, 180 straight away. The second thing I look for is there sections where you have to drive your car on power and steer at the same time. It has that. That going up the hill, that double, and then all the way down the hill to that short straightaway, and then that 180 over that big jump, and then that long right-hander. That whole section, you drive your car on power, and you have to use a lot of throttle control.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I look for,
especially at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
Like it's very easy to blow that corner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you got to be very precise
there. It's hard to judge your car and how much speed you have and how much braking you need to have. But then the last thing is a sweet straightaway to rip some wheelies on, and I feel like I've done that. So.
Yeah.
But, you know, like, I mean, I've ripped the wheelies. I didn't work on the straightaway at all. I watched you work on the straightaway. But those are the things I look for in a track. And then, you know, our surface, it has a good amount of grip, but I don't feel like it's almost overpowering grip. And it's like you can just show up and drive your car, and it's going to work.
Yeah.
You know.
The after I changed the track to the changes that I wanted to make specifically for this round, and probably for next, I'm probably not going to do a lot for round 3 because it's only 3 weeks away, and we're only going to race on it one more time before then.
Yeah.
Because we have this upcoming week off, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. But there was a couple of parts of the track that were still really, really bumpy from when I initially built the track, and had gotten worse. The back straightaway had gotten crazy. And
yeah,
the thing is like, so I have a video up on YouTube of me kind of showing the changes to the track and stuff. And one of the things I mentioned was that the HobbyPlex is built, the building is built over the old dirt track that we used to have when it was outside. There is no floor. I can dig as far down as I want to go. I kind of settled in on this level surface that's really, really hard. So if I did want to dig into it, it'd be, for the equipment we have, it'd be tough to do, right? But because of that, anytime that it gets humid out or not humid or drastic changes in temperature, plus the water that we put down on the track constantly, it makes the dirt kind of shift a little bit. And that's how you get those weird bumps that just they come out of nowhere, it seems like. You know, there'll be a high spot and then a low spot and then another high spot. So I finally broke down and I took the tamper, not the tamper, good Lord. I took the tiller off and I put the box scraper on. Mm-hmm. And it's the only reason why I don't do that very often is because it's a chore to change implements on our tractor. Putting the tiller back on stinks to high heaven. It's a process, and I've kind of gotten somewhat not good at it, but I kind of got it to where I can, generally speaking, I can back up and everything lines up right and I can make it work. But sometimes if that shaft moves by just a half inch, I'm screwed. I got to like sit there and play with it for a while, and you get all sweaty and greasy and try to get it back to where it needs to be and stuff. And it's just awful. So I don't like to do it very much, but I needed to get the box scraper out so that I could kind of flatten out our areas that needed it.
Yeah.
And then I think tomorrow I'm going to get the tractor out real quick. I'm going to wander over to the oval, and I think I'm going to take the box scraper to what's left of the oval too, and try to get all those little chunks of dry dirt and stuff out of there, you know? Yeah.
Yep.
So with that, I thought that Friday night practice really worked the track in, and you could see that the changes were really working and making it smooth, and there wasn't a whole lot of carnage as far as that goes. Practice went well for me. I mean, I full disclosure, I got a new car, so I sold my TLR 22 5.0 on eBay like a week and a half ago, and I had it for carpet season, right? And I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I thought I had that thing set up pretty good for carpet. Never beat you straight up except for one time. But even then I felt comfortable with it. And then when we went to dirt, you know, I was kind of like, I kind of want to get a B62, but then it just didn't happen because I was like, I already got a car. Let's give it a shot, right? Mm-hmm. And for me, I never really felt comfortable with that car on dirt. I kept throwing stuff at it. I kept trying different setups that they have listed and from different drivers. And then I finally kind of settled on this combination. And this 1 week, I thought I really had it, and I thought I finally figured it out. And then that race day, it's like the track changed just a little bit. It lost just a tiny little bit of grip. And then the next thing you know, I'm doing cookies everywhere. And I was kind of like, in my head, I had it. If I couldn't figure it out by then the best thing for me to do was to go to plan B, just start over with a new brand again. Mm-hmm. And that's what I did. And boy, I should have done that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Just for my personal driving style. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to be a sponsored guy anymore a couple of years ago, because I wanted to have, if I felt frustrated and I felt like I wasn't having fun, I wanted to be able to make a change without breaking a contract or getting somebody's feelings hurt or anything like that. So that's what I did. And I mean, first race out of the gate, I can tell you I was way more comfortable driving the B62 than I was the other car.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, my opinion is and you just ran the kit setup, didn't you? You just changed a couple of things.
Yeah. I changed rear pistons. I went from 1/8 to 1/6s. And that was it.
Yeah. And I feel like the associated platform, you know, for two-wheel, their cars have been historically neutral, and that's always my preference. Is I like a really predictable car. Like I feel like I feel like anybody could drive my two wheel, and you've driven.
I've driven your car, and I'm always like, damn, dude.
Yeah, and I mean my stuff always works. It's always it's always comfortable, and even if you get it like to where it's gonna steer really hard or be really numb, it's always that same feeling of that linear steering, and you predict where the car is going to go.
Even when I drove Emerson's car, like,
Emerson beats the ever-living garbage out of his two-wheel, and that thing just always works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like ripping wheelies, running it up the wall,
doing dumb stuff
with it like a Tyco. And then, like, you go and drive it, and you're running lap times comparable to mine.
Yeah.
It's like, that's probably what my input on the two-wheel platform.
Now, that's not to say that there's not anything wrong with the TLR lineup either, because I think one of the storylines leaving this week was in round one, I think an associated car won every single class except for 40 plus. And that was me driving the Losi car. And to be honest with you, I probably shouldn't have won that race because Mac was faster than I was. This week, it was the opposite. Like, Losi cars dominated the mod classes and the stock classes, except for 40 plus. Again, it was a complete opposite. So there's this, it swings back and forth all the time, and it'll be interesting to see what happens in round 3 as far as the branding goes. You kind of have that. We've got enough sponsor drivers around here that we can have a Losi versus Associated battle every single time we have a Summer Series race to begin with. But
yeah, I need to practice more. Like on it, like I finished where I did, and it's like I just show up and drive. Like I was up to second in our main for a little while. And
so I have that video posted. Have you watched it yet?
No.
So I posted the mod 2-wheel drive on the HobbyPlex show account, the mini Truggy, that was a fun one.
Yeah.
Plex Spec and one of the lower mains. It might have been Expert 2-wheel drive. Anyway,
it's like I look at where I finish and kind of the work that I've been putting in. I've just been so busy this summer, and life is kind of taken over for me a little bit, but. I feel like that if I actually like showed up and practiced and put the work in that everybody else is doing, I'd be, like I did with carpet.
Yeah,
I would be really good again. I just need to get up there and make the time for it again. Like I mean the real time, not just racing.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying?
Well,
I live an hour away from the track. It's hard for me to just drop what I'm doing and go practice.
I've wanted Tuesday nights to kind of be set aside for an actual like good practice night.
Yeah.
I've had it. The kind of way I marketed it is, if you got a crawler and you want to use a track, you pay $10. You can do both, but also the track's open from 4 to whenever we get done, and usually I'm done 9:30 or so with the crawling part of it. And that one Tuesday, I actually sat down and really worked on my stuff on my Losi car. That's the week I thought I had something figured out, and ruined it.
No, and that's it. Like saying my car is really good. I just need to put more wheel time in again.
Yeah.
But I mean, who's in summer's like so hard. Like I have so much stuff like going on. Like we just got a camper, and my wife like lives for summer. She doesn't care what I do during the winter time, but if there's like stuff that she wants to do, we're doing that. But I make time for the Summer Series and the other big races that the Plex is having. But
my wife hates summer. Hates it.
Hates summer.
Hates it. Hates being hot.
Yeah.
No, I love being hot. I'd rather be. I mean, I can't stand winter.
Yeah, you're as hot as our driver's stand.
Exactly. Thanks. You want to get in some results? So.
Of course. Yeah, sure. What else are we going to talk about?
Well, yeah. That's true.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. That's why we're here. That's why we do this every week. So 13.5 short course truck. I don't know what to do with short course trucks, man. Like it's too late this year to say, all right, that's it, no more short course trucks. But I think next year they might not be on the list anymore.
Mod truck.
Yeah, or just nothing. Just not go back.
Just nothing.
Or go back to 9 classes instead of 10. Because last round we had 3, and this round we have 5. And I really, again, don't take this the wrong way if you raced short course truck, or if short course truck's your favorite class. I get it. They're cool looking. They handle like crap, but they're cool looking. But we did get 5 of them, so that's good. Ashley McCormick and Andy LaChance did not run round 1. And then you had Clint Coburn, Tyler Fleming, and Jake Wilkening. I'm pretty sure that those 3 did run round 2. But these guys, there's only 5 of them. So, again, we had that one heat where we kind of always had to rely on volunteer corner marshals afterwards to kind of fill in the gaps. Mm-hmm. But round 2 of this was phenomenal. None of these guys crashed.
Yeah.
And it was very, very close. You know, they gave us a really good qualifier. If you ever want to watch a qualifier where everybody just drives almost perfect, I think round 2 for these guys was it.
Yeah.
Ashley kind of did his thing and kind of got away from everybody. He was doing that a lot in Pro 4 in the wintertime as well. Pro 4 short course truck, which, I mean, say what you want. In the wintertime for the Techno Series, we still get 2 heats Pro 4. You know? So Andy LaChance, is that still a Serpent truck?
No, he's running a SC6.
Oh, okay. All right. Because if that was a rear motored Serpent truck, I would have been like, whoa, wow.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. But it ain't.
But it ain't.
No,
so
but
still,
no, wow.
Yeah, still, yeah. God, we pick on Andy.
I love Andy to death, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's so
he's one of
hard
those
not.
friends that you can just poke at, and he kind of takes it. Like I keep expecting him to like explode on me one day, kind of like Mitchell Pavel. Like I would expect Mitchell Pavel at some point in his life to just turn around and say, "I've had enough."
Yeah,
but it hasn't happened yet.
Pick me up and throw me off the driver's stand.
Yeah.
So I'm going to tell this story. I don't know if he's going to want me to tell him this. And
whatever.
For the love of God, nobody call him this. Okay, like everybody listening, all you 8 guys, don't call Andy this. So there was this time that Jamie was running the races in Lincoln, and it was like Andy first started racing 10 scale. It's when short course is big. We're getting 30 short course entries a night at the Lincoln track. And Jamie's running the races, and he just would not stop calling Andy no chance. Over and over and over and over again. And Andy was like, I've had enough. And he like goes in there, he's like, quit calling me Andy no chance. And he was like going to beat up Jamie, and Jamie's like, whoa, no chance. All right, sorry. it's like that was the only time I've ever seen Andy come completely unglued on somebody just giving him a hard time. But
I finally went in and changed the computer. So at the
I heard my name
at the Nationals in 2016, I thought it'd be really funny because when you do controlled practice, it'll say your name. You can set it up to say your name or not or whatever. And I had it set up to say your name if you're in the computer. And you got to imagine there's 300 people there, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we had 300 and some entries, but legit, there was probably at least 300 people there, 150 or plus racers, plus their families, plus all these people. And I had punched into the thing. I went in and I changed it to la 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 chance.
It was really funny.
It was really funny. So every time he'd cross the loop, it would do that, and the whole place would laugh. It was great. And then, did you hear Emerson's? I have Emerson's actually. Emerson's still in the computer. It comes up. She goes every time we cross the stripe. It goes, Captain Douche Canoe.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Remember that time I gave him the nickname Snake?
Yeah.
He loved it.
He did love it.
No, Andy's one of those guys. He'd do anything for you. He's a good guy.
So that's how it was. Ashley, Andy, Clint, Tyler, and Jake Wilkening for short course truck. And then I actually moved them first in the lineup because of the marshaling situation too. I thought it'd be easier to ease in to the rest of the classes if you got the shorter one out of the way, and got some volunteers, before everybody started going home.
Yeah. Good thinking.
Thank you. Plex spec. So we had a pretty good Plex spec turnout. We had an A and B main. I believe Josh Ryan and Ryan Cox bumped up from the B main to race in the A main, and we took 8 to the main plus 2, and Janet Peevler took a TQ and a win
nice.
This time around, and I think last round, without looking and remembering, I don't think she was TQ, but I think she won. So I think she's got 201 right now in the points.
Working on that Plex spec win.
Mm-hmm. Now, what's the rule in Plex spec? If you win Plex spec at the Summer Series, you're not allowed to race Plex spec anymore. So, so Jana's going to find herself, if she keeps this going. It'd be really cool is if she wins all 5 rounds, and then she can race whatever she wants in the 6th round. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Then she could race like independent buggy or something, and then make the A main there or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I thought it was really cool because we had some more Carpet Off-Road Syndicate drivers in Plex spec kind of move up, or not move up, but also kind of find themselves in the same spot they were on carpet. Grayson Garing finished 2nd, and then Hunter Anderson, which is Jackson Anderson's brother, finished 3rd. And I'm pretty sure he was TQ after the first round, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he might have been.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
And then
Jackson, no. Jackson, text me right now and let me know.
Yeah.
He's been texting me.
Has he?
Yeah.
That's got to be fun.
Oh, yeah. I never get a break. No, it's fine. He's a good kid.
And then little Grant Noonan, at one point, I think he was in 2nd in this race, finished 4th, still in the top 5. And then Brady Papineau, he's been coming the last couple of weeks. He's one of the few guys with something other than a buggy. He's running a short course truck, finished 5th. Mm-hmm. And then Daniel Bender, the other kid running a short course truck, finished 6th. Ryan Cox from the 9th spot moved up to 7th. Grayson Stevie qualified 8th, finished 8th. That little dude finally got his syndicate plaque on Saturday. He was super happy.
Nice. That thing went on the nightstand, I'm sure.
Oh, you know it. I think I've told the story of my first trophy on here. It didn't happen until I was in junior high.
Mm-hmm.
I think Grayson's like 6 or something like that.
Yeah.
Josh Ryan finished 9th, and then Parker. I think Parker broke out. I'm pretty sure, and Parker was up there too, battling with Jana. In fact, I thought at one spot it might have been Parker, Jana, and Grayson was looking like it was going to be the top 3, and then Parker broke out. So, but still, Jana, she's gotten a whole lot better over the last couple of years for sure, and she's really consistent. And of course, she's got a fast dad, so that's always nice when you got a fast dad. So stadium trucks, and kind of like I said, I think the last time we were here, we were talking about how for club racing, we don't get a lot of stadium trucks. But then for the summer series, bam, they all show up. So I know we had A and B main here in stadium truck, and Nate Sutherland was a TQ and a win again. Pretty sure he did that in round 1. I think round 1, that was the only class he won. But Saturday was his day for sure. Drew Rubin King finished 2nd, and then Wade Garing got a top 3.
Nice.
Justin Stevie made the bump and then finished 4th.
I thought about building up another truck.
Really?
Yeah, for a second class.
Yeah. I don't know. I talked about how trucks drive weird to me now. It's just not something that's in my. You
should drive my truck after I work on it. My trucks always work good.
Yeah, I'm willing to drive anything. I just I really like the 22X4 for 4-wheel drive as a second class. That's a good car.
Yeah.
Chase Rolk finished 5th. Brian Cox came down from Sioux Falls, finished 6th. Clint Coburn finished 7th. Raven Barton came up for her first Summer Series race of the year, finished 8th. TJ Williams, man. So this made me happy because TJ's been doing pretty good in this class with his Losi truck too. And I think he's gone, I don't want to like jinx him or anything, but he's gone a couple weeks without having ball cups pop off. So he's been doing good.
Fighting the good fight.
Yeah, finished 9th.
Jackson just texted me. He said yes, he was.
Oh, TQ. Nice. Yep. So TJ Williams made the bump and then finished ninth, but I mean, you made the A. That's the biggest thing. And then Ashley McCormick, I think he broke out. Or something like that. Yeah, he broke out on lap 1. He was broke on lap 1. So qualified third and broke. Ashley, Chase, and Wade had been having some pretty good club racing the last couple weeks. So,
sure.
But you get the heavy hitters like Nate coming up, and they're going to be up there.
I need to build up a truck and see if I can spoil the party.
Spoil the party.
Spoil the party.
Spoil the party. Let's see. Let's move on. Mod 4-wheel drive. So another thing I like to do is get one of the fast ones out of the way, as soon as I can. And I love putting Mod 4-wheel drive up. Plus, I feel like, if you make these guys, if you make the fast guys wait all the way to the very end, like if you ran 4-wheel drive and 2-wheel drive back to back, you'd have problems with marshals. But also, let's say you ran 4-wheel drive independent and then 2-wheel drive mod, almost last. I always hated that. Because you're thinking about it the whole time. Just get one of them out of the way.
I always liked it so that you could go and get something to eat or work on your car. But then you're leaving a car taken apart, go race your other car, and then you're working on your other car, and then you got to go run that one.
Yeah,
it'd be nice. That's like my only thing. Like from a driver, it'd be nice so I could go eat or something.
I see. Yeah, I can see that. So this one was crazy. So, trying to bring up the results here in front of me. So Tom Rinderknecht TQ'd and won this one. And honestly, there was really never any doubt this week. Like, his car just that good. He was driving really good. He kind of had a blowout a couple weeks ago. Not in a bad way, but just like his mains just weren't very good a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I feel like he kind of got a fire under his belly. He's like, all right, I'm gonna figure this out. Working my driving, get my tires, better. So he had this one done. Everybody else though. So Alex Vanderbeek was in second for a majority of this race, and on the last lap, on the last turn at the end of the straightaway, Aiden was basically right behind him. And Aiden had been catching Alex the last couple laps, and he got it down. I watched him. They turned the corner to go down the straightaway, and I was like, well, he's going to have to pull off something if he wants to get around Aiden. And the way he lined it up, basically he turned the corner to make the jump that goes over the line, which the new jump, you can't really jump over the line. So like the double doubles we used to have before the loop, you could, if you set it up right, you could land almost to the top of the tabletop turn, right? And a couple times I've seen people miss laps that way. So one of my goals for this week was to eliminate that possibility from going on. So now we just have this nice big double, and it's not a big double like a big 8-scale style jump, but it has this short little takeoff and then a nice round long landing. There's a nice little pocket that if you land it just right, you can keep the speed up and just kind of hammer it up that tabletop turn. It's really sweet when it's done right. But Aiden never let off, ever, right? And Alex was aiming for the pocket. So the loop is right where the pocket's at that you want to land in, right? So Alex was aiming for the pocket. Aiden was just like, I'm going for it, going fast. And I'm kicking myself right now for not videoing this race. The reason why I didn't video it is because I videoed Mod 4-wheel drive like the last 3 times, and I wanted to change it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. So basically, Alex and Aiden pretty much landed on the line at the exact same time. Aiden landed rear bulkhead first, and Alex landed like you're supposed to. And the loop, of course, right, the scoring computer, Aiden had a 23 at 813.426, and Vanderbeek was shown in third with a 23 at 813.426.
Yeah.
So I've only seen this I've for some reason I've seen this now like 3 or 4 times this year, but the only other time I've seen this sort of thing happen, like I remember one time at Blue Groove, Mac Vanderbeek and I had the exact same time. and the computer put me in front of him. So it had to figure it out beyond a thousandth of a second. You know, but it only shows the thousandths of a second. So from the 8th spot, Aiden drove up to get second in this one. On basically, I wouldn't say a fluke, but just a crazy ending to the whole race. If it was just like a millimeter more, 10 millimeters more Alex's side, he could have gotten it. It would have been one of those super awesome close finishes that way too. Or the other way, But instead, it's almost, according to the computer, it was an exact tie. But it showed Alex in third. So, I mean, that puts 2 TLR cars. Like I said, the one of the storylines for this week was how last month kind of Associated sort of dominated that first round, and now it seemed like, at least for the results, for the top threes or the winners, you kind of saw that TLR kind of swing back the other way. So Tom and Aiden finished 1 and 2 in 4-wheel mod. Alex got third. Derek Wood finished fourth, and he was only 1 second behind these guys. And then you had Dave Alberico, who came up from Kansas City, and he only finished 2 seconds behind these guys. And then Ruben King, he only finished, oh my gosh. So Ruben King, looking at this, only finished 0.8 behind Dave Alberico for their finish. So we had like 2 crazy close finishes in one race. And then you had Mitchell Pavel, Ethan Delaire, Dane Gangler, and Ross Westhoff, the lone Kyosho. We had a rare Kyosho sighting at the HobbyPlex this weekend. Ross came up and ran his Kyosho. And you weren't in there because you haven't sold it yet, but
no, I did actually.
Oh, you did?
Saturday,
oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Woo! Did you sell it for what you wanted?
Yep, I did.
Oh, if I had $700 in my pocket right now, I'd be so happy.
Yeah. No, I ended up selling her. So.
Nice.
Well, I'll get another one at some point.
Yeah.
Or a truck, whatever.
Yeah. I was gonna have Emerson run 13.5 with ours, and I plugged my speed controller in backwards a couple weeks ago, and popped the capacitor, and I think it started doing weird stuff. So I took it home, and I'm probably gonna work on it tonight a little bit, and just see maybe exactly what I did wrong, and hopefully it's not an ESC. Hopefully it's just like a bad sensor wire or something like that.
Oh, yeah. What speed control is it?
The Hobbywing G2 Elite. It's got the reverse polarity protection on it.
Yeah,
so
I thought it was supposed to have that.
Yeah, it did. It did what it's supposed to. It still worked. I still ran it afterwards. But then, Emerson, anytime I give Emerson something, he finds a way to break it. So,
right. That's like his finishing move.
Yeah. Okay, 40 plus mod. So, like I said, this class actually had 9, so I think we picked up 2 or 3 guys to run 40 plus, which I'm really happy about. Last year I didn't run it even though I was 40, because I didn't want to make it seem like I just added 40 plus because I turned 40.
Yeah,
that was the main reason why I didn't run it. This year I'm running it because I just want a stress-free day and don't want to like freak out about stuff. And also it also helps to have somebody like you or Emerson or even Owen, somebody like that available to run the computer that's not also running Mod Buggy that I would have to worry about,
Right.
So this one was a TQ and win for me. My first qualifier was terrible. Absolutely terrible. I crashed so many times. And I attribute that to not running at all in the morning.
Yeah.
Like I just showed up, got everything running, kind of sat in my booth, took entries, and didn't really worry about it. Partially because I didn't want to ruin any tires.
Yeah.
But my first qualifier was awful. The second qualifier, I got my act together. All I did was lower my ride height a little bit.
Yeah.
Like just like a coil. And then the main, I just tried to drive without crashing for the first part of it, and then everything just kind of worked. But I'm telling you, that car, I could drive it so much harder without worrying about it doing dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And looking at the time, like I know it doesn't count because it's not the same race, but my 22 at 8:09 would have put me third in 2-wheel drive mod regular.
Right.
So at least I feel good about that. Mac Vanderbeek finished second. Ashton McCormick got a third, and I think him and Tony Leatherman were running pretty close there for a little while. Ruben King got 5th, Brian Cox 6th, Brian Burnt 7th, Phil Palmer 8th, and then Kurt Benson finished 9th. So
Nice.
A couple weeks ago, basically me, Mac, and McCormick all had a couple run-ins together in the regular Mod A main, and then here we are in 40 plus, where we belong. Because we're
That's
old.
funny.
But it's nice to see Tony Leatherman come up too. I know he wanted to come up last round, but with all the extracurricular stuff going on in the world, he didn't feel like he should leave his family at that time.
Sure.
Because there was some stuff going on where he lives. Two-wheel drive expert. So we had again. So Nate Sutherland. This was his weekend. So he qualified second, finished first, and last round, I think he finished second or third. I think in expert stock. So this time he got it done. Nate's qualifiers were a little rough too. He's still. He needs to learn like he's a really young kid, and he's a go-getter. He really wants to get up there and win. But I feel like he's one of those kids that needs to learn when to pull it back a little bit, especially around traffic. I think he'd have a much better time, and I think people would work with him a little bit more in qualifying if he. I always use patience. I got yelled at once. I got a story. So I went to California and for the Reedy race. I think this is the one you and I went to. It was at OCRC.
I know the story.
And there was a kid that was doing awesome. I mean, his car looked great. He was doing great, and he kind of had this deal where he would come up behind people and just run them over. And I was watching his lower mains, and he had bumped once already, and he was getting ready to bump again, and he had like 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes to pass this guy. He just had to pass one car to make the bump. And he had like 2.5 minutes. And I think an older, more mature person would have realized that and made sure not to just, do the same thing, to run into somebody, run him over. And I was like, and he did. He just ran the guy over, ended up on his lid, lost the race, missed the bump because there was a lack of patience for that part. And I was standing there, I'm like, man, that kid's fast. I'm like, he just needs to learn a bit of patience. And it turned out that his dad was the one I was talking to, and I didn't know that at the time. He turned around and he said, patience? What are you talking about? Patience? They should get out of his way. I was like, well, they shouldn't get out of his way because they're racing for position. Your kid's way faster. If he learned a little bit of patience and looked for that spot to pass clean, probably would have made the bump. And the guy like said that to me, and I'm like, oh, okay. And I just like walked away because clearly, what do I know?
Yeah.
But I felt that, especially in the mains, I thought Nate did a much better job in traffic of avoiding contact and just being able to get through without getting, in trouble in any way. Bradley Peterson, he qualified first, finished second. So basically for that means that Nate and Bradley basically tied for the day. So at the Summer Series, you get 1 bonus point for TQ. And, if you TQ 4 or 5 times, that's 5 extra points. It can come in handy, a la 2016 for me. But that just means they tied for the day. So nothing gained, nothing lost for each of them. Ken Peterson finished third, coming up from Hutch, Wichita area. I think he won last time, if I'm not mistaken. Wade Gehring finished a strong fourth. Chase Rolk found himself in fifth again. Trevor Paul, with a rare serpent sighting, finished sixth. Dustin Hosick finished seventh. Brian Cox finished eighth. Andy LaChance finished ninth. David Peevler finished 10th. And then Shane Alberico finished 11th. So you're probably out there going, wait a minute, 11? Well, what happened was there was, how does this break down? There was 19 cars. Is that how that works? So I could have either had 8 and 8 and 4. So that would have been 20 cars. Okay, so 8 and 8 and 4 for lower mains. So again, just to give you guys a little bit of insight on how my brain works as I'm race directing, I'm thinking to myself, okay, our track's big enough that if we have to, we can run 11 cars. Like if there's only 11 cars in a class, I'll run you all in the main, right? Mm-hmm. On a club race day, I'll probably do 6 and 5 because it's club racing, right?
Right.
But in this class, I thought, well, okay, I could do 8, 8, and 4, but how fun is that 4-car C main going to be for all those guys to begin with? And then afterwards, we have to locate, at least 4 or 5 more corner marshals. So we're sitting there, begging for corner marshals, and that can drag on the day too. Plus, it saves us a heat if I get rid of a heat. So what I did was I took 9 to the A main, still bumped 2. So there was a 9-car A main, and then a 10-car B main with 2 bumps to make 11 cars in the A main.
Nice.
And it seemed to work out fine. I mean, 11 cars is fine. 12 I don't like to do if I can help it. The first round of qualifying, I think we had a late entry in Plex spec, so I was like, fine, whatever, just get out there. And we had 12 in the first one, and that's exactly why I don't like to do it, especially in Plex spec, because it was just crash fest. Mm-hmm. So, but it worked out. So, it doesn't really alter the points in any way or anything. So, it was good. Nate, Bradley, and Ken, that's pretty good podium. That's Des Moines, and Hutchinson. And Wade was a Lincoln or Omaha guy. So, it's kind of mixed.
Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln. Mini Truggy. So we'll move on to Mini Truggy real quick. So we had Dan Gangler with a TQ and win. Aiden Olson finished second, qualified third, though. Aiden won the last one, did not TQ. So Dane's TQs are starting to stack up. Then Jake Poteet finished third, Bryson Pavel fourth, Chad fifth, Dan Stevens sixth, Tyler Fleming seventh, Matt Robinson eighth. Matt had to go early. Tyler Fleming was running a VT64. And Aiden Olson was running the Munchkin truck.
Yeah.
I took video of this one. I was trying to come up with different things that Aiden could be sponsored by. I don't want to use the other M word for little people, but I thought it'd be funny if I what did I say one time where he's sponsored by? Is that TV show Little People Big World?
Yep.
On
I
TLC.
Know you say it.
Yeah, that was super funny. I thought that was really funny.
Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah. It was funny to me. Whatever. Yeah. All right. So it'll be interesting to see how Aiden's truck holds together, and it'll be interesting to see if he runs that the entire year, because there is a conversion for the 22X4 out there to turn into a truck. I can't believe he
hasn't blown a belt on that stupid thing yet.
I know,
because it's like, all right, belt, please. Let me put all the leverage on you, with those giant tires, and and the thing's got like a hog motor in it.
Yep.
Like the thing just like screams.
Well, and I wonder,
straightaway.
I should have asked, but I wonder if Dane decided to go with a little bit slower motor, because I think last round he was running a 4.5 in his Mini Truggy.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looked a lot more controllable this time around, so. Wouldn't surprise me if he went
his cars are
down
hard to drive. I tried driving his, and it's like you tap the brakes and they flip over forwards. And like I've tried to tell him, you got to turn your brakes down, dude.
Well, now you're on YouTube and our podcast. Huh? Now you're on YouTube and podcast. Tell him, maybe he'll listen.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. He said he did, and he had me drive his 4-wheel, and it's like it's still doing it.
Yeah.
Like I nearly flipped it over forward going down the straightaway.
13.5 4-wheel drive. So Nate Sutherland from the 6th spot won this one. His qualifying, though, was really bad. So he just could not catch a break in his 13.5 wheeler. I think he was on a TQ pace for both qualifiers and then just wrecked it out. So his qualifying effort did not match the speed of his car until the main. And our mains are 8 minutes, so you get that extra 3 minutes to kind of work your way up there. So he tripled on Saturday. It's a big move for the little dude. They've been coming to the Plex a long time. Him and his dad, Tim, and oh God, I can't remember his mom's name now, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Well, it does, but I'll figure it out later. She's on Facebook, and I forgot it already. But they've been coming to racing 8 scale, our Techno series, all of our big races and all that stuff. And so you've seen the progression of Nate Sutherland as he's gotten better. And he was another one of those Des Moines kids. I think he would go to the compound quite a bit before it closed here. He was going there a lot, along with some of the other boys like Mason and Caden and Tom and those guys. So that's another reason why that crew has just gotten good, period, because they're putting in the work at the track too. They're not just, working on their stuff at home. They're actually going and driving. Ken Peterson finished second in this one, and Owen Vanderbeek TQ'd. Little Owen Vanderbeek TQ'd, and then finished third. His first lap didn't help him out.
Yeah. Dane just texted me. He's still running a 4.5, and the brakes are turned down, apparently.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
So, yeah, you gotta turn the brake down.
Yeah. So basically, Ken Peterson was. There he just got me too. Ken Peterson was basically surrounded by very small children on the podium. That's a really uncomfortable thing. Like I've been there too. I remember one Blue Groove race, and I had Mason at the time. Mason was pretty young, and then I think it was
Mason, you and I.
Was it?
Yeah.
There was another one though where it was like Mason and Tom, or Mason and Zach, or somebody like that, and they were just two little dudes, very young at the time. And then I'm standing there, this old guy, like, yeah, buddy, I'm beating up on kids. I was almost embarrassed to post that on Facebook, because people who don't, my high school classmates that I have on Facebook that see my stuff, or people that I knew at Baker's when I worked there and stuff like that. I mean, if they saw that, they'd be like, oh, that's what that guy does? He just picks on kids,
Yeah.
Little do they know that most of the time the kids are picking on us now, the older people.
Right.
Peevler got fourth. Chase Rolk got another fifth. That's his third fifth for the day. I just realized. That's pretty crazy. John Kinzer finished sixth. Ruben King seventh. Bradley Peterson eighth. Wilkening ninth. And Jackson Anderson was 10th. And I could have swore that I turned down my phone. My sister's getting me dirty looks for having my messenger pinging during the show.
Oh, that's fine.
You know what? I was listening to Chad Daniels' podcast the other day. The same thing happened to him, so it's fine.
Yeah, it makes the podcast more earthy. So, what is Dane texting you, Bill?
Oh my gosh! So, oh man, I just Brian Cox just texted me something, and you're gonna find it hilarious, but I'm not gonna talk about it on the podcast.
Oh. Perfect.
So, oh my God.
Man, it must be good.
Oh
I can't wait to hear.
Holy
afterwards.
crap. All right. So, let's move on. Move on, because I want to get to some of these questions before we run out of time.
Yeah, I do too.
Two-wheel drive mod buggy. Tom Rindernecht, again, he's class of field on Saturday. No doubt about it. If you watch the video, Alex Vanderbeek made a mistake, I think, on the first or second lap as they were coming around. And then it was just from there, March, he had to really claw his way back up to second. Aiden Olson got third, Derek Wood fourth, Ethan Delaire fifth, Will Brenton, you got sixth. And that bums me out, because at one time you're up into second. I thought for sure you're going to get a top three.
Yeah.
I mean, your car was looking really good.
Derek and I kept racing. It's like, dude, just let's catch these guys.
I saw you after the 5-pack make that turn and get a little tap.
Yeah.
And you ended up in the pipe. But yeah, I can't tell if you were vaguely sideways at that time or not,
I honestly don't know. Are you still there? Right.
Yeah, I'm here.
I honestly don't know. I mean, I don't know. It happened so fast. I know that if I did get a tap, I got Derek back because I ran into him and I had to wait.
Yeah.
I just wasn't ready for his car to slow down that much. I was on the brakes, my car was sideways, and I slid into him. And then because when I was in second, I was going over that uphill double, and for whatever reason, I just pulled too much throttle or something. My car went off the double sideways and jumped the pipe, and then I was on the. It would have, if I just took off, I would have cut the track. And the rule is if you cut the track, you have to give up one position. So Derek and Aiden were trucking along together. It's like, well, I'm not just going to cut in between two cars. I guess I could have. Derek and I were talking about it. He was like, I was completely ready for you to just dive bomb in there and only let one car through. And it's like, yeah, and then I'd ruin both of us, you know. But duly noted.
Yeah.
Be ready for it next time. But so I waited, and then when I ran into Derek, I waited again. So, but I don't know. Derek and I have a history. I mean, he just owes me one.
We all do. Actually, no, we all have a history.
Yeah, he just owes me one. You know. But I think we're square because he got me one and I gave him one. But both times, both of us waited. I don't know if you saw it, but after the 5-pack, I think David flipped over, and then there was like somebody ran into him, and there was like a gap, like just wide.
Oh yeah, you made it right through there.
And I got around everybody.
Yeah, it's on the video.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was sweet.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
And but like always, I have good stuff. I get out front and I squander it away.
It's fine.
I choke. I need to drive with both my hands on the wheel.
Ken Peterson finished 7th behind you. Owen Vanderbeek finished 8th. So Ken qualified. Ken and Owen got the bump from the Bs, and they actually finished higher than where they were at. Ruben King finished 9th, but only because his car broke. He was ahead of all of you guys for second.
At one point, his car turned on like a light. He was like passing everybody. I don't know where.
Pretty sure it was an idler gear. It was either an idler gear or spur gear. It sounded like an idler gear to me.
Oh,
and then
really?
Alberico,
I heard his car land and it was just squealing. It was like, dang, dude.
Alberico had a ball cup come off and they didn't fix it. Which, you know, if it was like a road race or something like that, you're not supposed to. Anyways.
Yeah.
So
no, if I break out of a main, I'm done. But like I'm not gonna throw my car out there and get in the way.
But also, I mean, it happened in front of a younger marshal, so you can't expect a little kid to sit there and try to press on a ball cup.
Yeah. Well, and David though, like to his credit, his car broke. He just went because he was like right next to me on the driver's stand. You can tell he's really disappointed. He didn't walk off the driver's stand and disrupt everybody.
Yeah. He
just stood there like a man and took his toy car being broke.
Yep. So yeah, I gotta do better at that.
Yeah.
Independent buggy, last one for the summer series. So Wade Gehring with the TQ and a win, but Jackson Anderson was on him like flies on poop until closer to the end when Wade finally got away. But Jackson was right there again. Easton McCormick finished 3rd. Jake Wilkening 4th. Andy LaChance with a 5th. Clint Coburn 6th. Tyler Brinkerhoff 7th. Jerry Doherty 8th. Justin Stevie 9th, and Nate Hogan-Miller finished 10th. Nate and Tyler got the bump. Tyler finished the highest out of them two. He ended up in 7th. I don't know. Easton McCormick kind of dominated everybody a couple weeks ago. Jackson Anderson, like I said, he's one of those kids locally too that's been getting faster and faster and faster every week, so that's good. He was on Wade, man. He was right there. And then I think just again, it a lot of it has to do. There's a point where maturity can defeat, what's the word? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like
maturity can beat speed.
Yeah, sometimes, not always, but sometimes. Like you can be really fast, but if you're not patient, or if you drive over your head a little bit, you know, you can lose out to a more patient, mature type driving style.
Yeah, that's like, you know, my thing where I say, like, yeah, you can cut a fast lap, but can you race?
Right.
You know?
But that only happens up to a point. And then you start to see the age start to be a detriment, I think.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Well, and
I think
like,
something...
not to take anything away from Jackson, but I took his car and I completely rebuilt it for him.
Yeah.
And then I put a different motor in it for him. I put one of Jamie's motors in it.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's that Trinity 24 karat gold motor.
Oh. Nice.
that thing's pretty sweet looking. But I put that in there for him and set up his car. And is the setup's not right, I don't think, but it definitely had a lot of traction. So
yeah,
yeah. But I mean, so I just saw that he was able to hang with those guys with what he had, and it's like, dude. You just need to know what a good car feels like and maintain that.
Yep.
So, anyway.
So, that was the results from our round 2 of the Team Associated Reedy Powered Summer Series. Again, Team Associated being our title sponsor, I think for year 6 or 7. Kind of lost track. It's been so long, and I don't think they have any intention of ever dropping us. I don't think they have any reason to. We get such a good turnout. I always ask our racers, please, for the love of God, find a way to thank them, either through email, phone call, Facebook post, whatever. It just anytime that they can see that they're actually appreciated and not just taken for granted, in any way, will really help us out. And I don't know. I'm just it's nice to kind of have days like that, are just kind of like back to normal days. You just know. You know that the summer series is going to be good, so you don't have to worry about stuff. For me, it's just making the track good for everybody, and then just letting people race, and that's kind of what we do. It seems to be working out fine.
Yeah.
So, it's probably a good moment to take a minute and listen to our sponsor at pivotlending.com, David Olson and Don Zoller. All right. So,
wait, hold on. I have to pee really bad.
You have to pee really bad?
Can I go pee really bad?
Yeah, you can pee really bad.
Yeah, hold on. I'll be right back.
I'm going to get our questions ready. Ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land, Will Brinton is now at his house. He's always been at his house. We do this remotely now. And he has to go pee. So he's going to go pee and then hopefully wash his hands. And then we'll come back and we'll do our questions from... there's a couple questions on here. And then on YouTube, and then there's a couple on our Facebook page. So if you're out there in YouTube land and you have not gotten on Facebook and like the HobbyPlex Show podcast Facebook page, probably a good idea to do that. I post a lot of YouTube videos, links to YouTube videos and stuff on there too. So while we're waiting on Will, hang on. What? Oh yeah. And then since we're still waiting on Will, and here he comes. I hear him.
Oh, that's better.
Oh, it's a lot better. So I was just saying that we should also give a mention too that this whole thing isn't possible without Weberized.com.
Oh yeah.
So Weberized is my sister. Full disclosure. It's her company. She hosts a podcast, so you can pay her. They got all the equipment. You come into the booth, like where we're at right now, and you just do a podcast for whatever floats your boat, and then they set it up for you, and you can get out there and get your voice heard. So, everybody has a second podcast. I would almost like to do a second one myself, and I have some ideas for one. Some sort of like Tales from Retail type podcast where I just basically like crap on people the whole time that have ever given me a hard time and tell stories about how horrible things have been on the retail side of things for a while. I think that'd be pretty funny.
Sweet.
I think that'd be super sweet. I was thinking we could do like 2 minutes. We should count it down. 2 minutes of us just reading like 1-star reviews.
Okay.
And not necessarily from Hobbytown either. These don't have to be Hobbytown reviews. I just think it'd be funny to do them, to see what we can do. So, do you want me to start?
Yeah, I don't have any.
You don't have any?
I didn't get any.
I sent you a couple.
For a living.
I know I sent you a couple.
I know. I needed to prepare more, but yeah, I didn't I don't have any.
All right.
I should do ones for scooter stuff.
Yeah, you should.
Find one
from scooter stuff. Or while you're doing that, I'll do this one. All right.
Well, I can't. I don't have an internet.
Oh.
I just have my phone.
Oh, okay. Well, do you have the one that I sent you? Because that one's really funny.
I have to leave to go look at it, like on my phone.
Oh crap. Well, we'll save it for next time then. We'll save it for next time.
Oh, well, read yours.
All right. Here's one. This one's really funny because this is from a store in an area where they're only allowed to do in-store pickup, or not in-store pickup, where they're only allowed to do curbside. Okay.
Okay.
So here's a 1-star review. Me and my family drove from North Delaware to visit the store. Was looking at some stuff, and my son 8 years old, had to use the bathroom and he wasn't allowed. I get the virus stuff, however, but he is a child. I will never be coming back to buy anything from here.
Neat. You know what that sounds like?
What does that sound like?
So, you ever like? Oh, what? I'm thinking like, you ever listen to like books on tape when you're a little kid in school?
No, I never did.
And there's like some.
They didn't have that stuff when I was in school.
Man, so like you'd have like an old like miner or something, like you'd be listening to a story from like Civil War and be like, or no, it reminds you like a quote, like somebody's trying to be Abraham Lincoln or something.
Right. Okay.
You know, and like they have somebody read the Abraham Lincoln quote on like the History Channel, or like some old guy.
All right, let me try this one. Hold on. Let me try this one. Every customer entering the premise is a potential thief, as the door signage indicates, and most of the products are behind counters, which makes it totally difficult to find what you're seeking. Add in the curmudgeon customer service guy, and you have the makings of the most disagreeable experience.
You know, you could put a totally different take on everything you do by changing the voice. Like if you did an old man, you'd be like, all these kids are trying to steal from me. You know, everybody that comes in the dang door is a thief.
Okay, I got one more. Hang on.
All right.
This one I thought was funny because whoever this person is posted the same thing at like a whole bunch of other stores, and it's not even spelled right. So I'm gonna say it verbatim how it's written here. Okay.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what voice I want to do for this one.
Old man.
Never have anything you need for Yoy RC VAR. That's it. That's all they wrote. It's a 1-star review. Yoy RC VAR, which I think they're meant for your RC car, but they didn't do it right.
Oh, yeah. Derek must be listening or watching because he just texted me, and I wasn't able to read it because then I'd have to leave the chat. But it had something where he had to wait for his car to turn. Oh. Like, his car pushed really bad. Which is fine. It's whatever. Like he was just making excuses. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal. Fine. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. We do this because we like doing it.
I know. Okay, let's get to some questions because we're at like an hour and 12 minutes, and I know this will get cut down a little bit, but I want to make sure that we get a couple of these in.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I posted. I posted for some questions. We actually got pretty good response. Let me. I got to get this up at the right thing because I really don't like how Facebook keeps changing their stuff for the page users or whatever. Okay, I'm going to get to this one right away. This is Dane Gangler. How do you confront people that may be cheating in stock classes, non-blinking mode, overcharging batteries, illegal motors, etc.? If a racer believes another person is cheating, what is the best option to report it? I don't know. What do you think about that one? Did you read that one?
Yeah, I did.
Here, hold on a second. I actually brought this in a cooler so it'd be cold.
Nice. A cooler. So, my opinion on stock racing is that we shouldn't race stock.
Dude, I read this, and the first thing that came to my mind was, well, race mod.
Yeah. Well, Dane's not racing stock, is he? This is all something else that was going on in the pits.
Yeah.
So, you say what you have to say about the rules and how to present it, and I'll say what I have to say about stock racing.
Here's how to confront people that may be cheating in stock classes. In my opinion, you don't. Worry about your stuff. Worry about your own self. If it's off-road, so you still have to drive the car. If you're getting beat by somebody, more than likely it's because you're not driving as good as them. It's not going to be because somebody's out-motoring you.
What if they're making a jump that nobody else is making, and it's, like, obvious?
Well,
consistently just clearing this, and nobody else is doing it but this one guy.
I don't know. You still have to drive the car. It's one jump on a track of a certain amount of foot. Okay.
Right. Well,
but here's the thing.
so,
The question is, how do you confront people? I don't think you do. I think it just causes more drama than it's worth. If you're really worried about it, bring to the race director, which would be me, and then I'll figure it out. Right.
Sure.
So
and that's what I was going to say.
So I don't think you confront it. I think if you're really worried about it, bring to the management, and we'll try to figure it out. Here's the thing.
Right.
If you want to pay another $10 an entry fee, I will hire somebody to be a tech guy. So, right? Our entry fee is really low compared to other places as far as summer series, as far, legit other places. Okay. And, when I went to California, a JBR rail race is like, it cost me almost $100, I think, for me and Emerson to race 2 classes each.
Yeah.
Right. And they have a full table. They have a guy. Jimmy has one of his buddies that works for him. They'll if you win a heat, they'll tear down your motor from start to finish, and they have all that stuff laid out. So I've tried to have tech in the past, and right now we don't have the people we don't have anybody that can spend the entire day down there to do it. Nobody wants to volunteer for that position, by the way. No, I always ask, and I always get, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Or if I do, they usually back out. So if you want to pay more in entry fees, I will gladly hire somebody to sit down there all day and tech everybody. And I feel like I've maybe this year I've been a little lax in mentioning it, just because I'm not going to like make excuses or anything, but with the COVID thing going on and us not racing for 3 months, everything kind of went haywire, right? That a lot of what I would do or try to set up just didn't happen because we just didn't have the opportunity.
Right.
So
I understand that.
In the past, I've made 3 people. I made the top 3 come into the booth and just show me their stuff. Make sure that they're in blinky mode and all that. But maybe next round I'll try to have somebody down there to do battery tech or whatever, and to make sure that they're in blinky.
Right. Well, I mean, that's what I think that's all. What Dane was asking was, what's the proper chain of command to go through to have something done about a car that you think isn't legit. So the answer to that is get a hold of Alex.
Yeah.
So just say something, Alex, like this looks kind of obvious to me. Watch it for the next round, see what you think. Maybe check their stuff.
Yeah.
And if it's cool, their stuff's good. Whatever. I
Here's
guess
the thing about that too, though. Here's another thing about that, and I'm going to be totally honest. And I'm not saying it's Dane, but I am saying that a lot of times it's the exact same people complaining about the exact same stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And many of those guys aren't here, so it's been pretty nice.
Right. No, I know. My opinion on stock race. Here's how I think that we should race. My opinion. I think that all the classes should be modified. If you think that you're faster with a 10.5 or an 8.5 or a 17.5 motor, you should run that motor. You should just run whatever motor you want. And you have to run a 2-cell LiPo battery.
Yeah.
But I feel like the racing should be divided into skill levels. So if you think that you're, it's just like nitro. So I mean, there isn't a difference between a 20.
Exactly.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. Derek says that BGRC you could pay $20 to have a motor teched.
Who?
But that would.
Who?
Derek just texted me, and Sam Anderson at Blue Groove.
Oh.
They used to tear down motors.
Yeah, like a motor
$20.
claim. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So, I could see that working. If you're wrong, the guy gets $20. If you're right, then you get your $20 back.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I was saying though, I think all the classes should be modified, and it should be like a skill level. Like there isn't a difference between, what's the 8 skill? Pro, nitro buggy, intermediate nitro buggy, and sportsman. I feel like that's like the perfect way to race. And then there's guys that I feel like could race with us, and I feel like there's guys that can race with us that race stock. Yeah. Like Dave Peevler is an example. I feel like he could race modified and hang with the mid pack, he would be racy.
Yeah.
But he likes racing stock, and that's cool and all. But I think that it kind of change the way that people race. Like, I want to get to the point where I'm running the same laps as the pros, the pro class, and then I can move up. It would change the way that we race, and it would get rid of all the having a $3,000 stock car, or, whatever guys spend on batteries and motors and all the battery stuff and the cheating and whatever.
Yeah.
Like, it would focus racing more on driving. And
I just remember
setting up your car and just driving.
I remember a couple years ago that maybe it was 14 or 15, that there was some grumbling about people cheating, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, I'll race stock. And I'll race stock with my crappy Sonic 17.5 motor that I had, the version 1 or whatever it was. And, dude, I went out there and freaking won by like 20 seconds.
Yeah, no, I remember that.
I did it at Blue Groove once, too. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, I don't know.
Right. No, that's always been my thing, though. Like, I feel like I really don't like stock racing.
Back then I could.
I've never liked it. I raced stock for like, I don't know, 30 seconds or whatever. I raced those like 3 big races we went to and made the main, and I was I think I'm done with stock.
I pretty much, Emerson and I talked about it. I'm like, dude, he raced stock for a little while, because I wanted to ease him into it. And eventually I'm just like, you know what? This is dumb. Let's just race mod. We don't have to worry about batteries and motors and all this other stuff. Let's just race mod. And I think it's been better for him. He will make the main this year, by the way, eventually.
I know he will. So that's my opinion. I would like to do a Run What You Brung Classic or something. I think that would be a cool race, and probably a format like that where everything's modified and it's all based on where you think you should be.
All right. Controversy.
Yeah, I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
No, you're not wrong. I'm just the reason why I say is you don't confront somebody on it is because we've had a very drama-free past couple of years, and I would very much like to keep it that way.
Oh, me too.
Like, it's been so nice and so chill at the track the last couple of years that I don't. It would bother me to see, somebody pointing fingers at somebody, especially if they're wrong.
Right. No, that's the biggest kick in the teeth you can give to somebody, or the biggest compliment. I guess. I think you're cheating. Oh, it turns out you're not cheating.
What did my buddy Dennis Johnson was like, I know you're cheating because I'm cheating and you're beating me. Like,
I always say that. I say that all the time.
Must be a just a racer thing in general.
Yeah, people used to say that in karting dirt oval.
Yeah. Okay. Real quick, Jackson Anderson says, when racing close quarters like Wade and I had, how do you decide if you tap each other and one car rolls and one doesn't, if they should wait or not? What do you think? You go first on this one.
Well, if it's side by side and you had the inside line and they didn't give you room, it's kind of the outside car's fault. I didn't see what happened. I just saw Wade's car go flying. But to me, it looked like you were still maybe under halfway next to his car, so it wasn't entirely wheel to wheel, and you could have hit him from behind. I don't know if that's what happened or not. I didn't see it, but that's my opinion.
If it's where in the race I thought it happened, if I were driving, if I was Jackson's car, because basically, it was over the step up and then the top double, and then you swing around to that. You drive down low, right?
Right.
Wade went really wide right there.
Yeah.
I mean, the door was open. Jackson had a much tighter inside line, and they were coming down together, and they touched, and Wade got flipped over. I think that's one of those things where I remember Matt Francis once. We were talking about stuff. And I think it was about the 95 Worlds when him and Masami got together. And he always said, you can't be a nice guy all the time. All the time. Matt was a very nice guy. Is a very nice guy.
Yeah.
But he basically, his point was, dude, we were racing for the Worlds. I had inside position. I got on top of him. I kept going. They didn't call it. Can't be a nice guy all the time. I'm not going to wait for him. I think there's a point at when like club racing and stuff, you can either be too nice and just wait, even though you probably didn't have to, or you don't wait. And again, it's just a club race. Like at a summer series race, I think Jackson did the right thing, but that one was a tough call. I think if it were me driving, I probably wouldn't have waited. I would have waited for the race director to say something if it was that egregious.
Sure.
Real quick, when I took Emerson to OCRC a couple years ago, and at one of those JBRL races, I kind of told him, I'm like, dude, listen, and this, I'm not saying anything bad about this. I'm not making a commentary on how people drive, but it was in one of the lower stock classes, and I said, look, these guys aren't going to wait for you if they run into you. So don't worry about waiting if you accidentally run into one of them. I'm like, obviously don't do it on purpose, but whatever you do, don't stop unless you're told to.
Right.
If Nick or Jimmy tells you to wait. If they don't tell you to wait, don't. And he got into it with a car. I didn't really think it was his fault, but it happened. And Jimmy says, "You got to wait, Emerson," and he waited. Did exactly what he was told. So that's tough. Sometimes you can. And the other part is if the race director is not exactly watching you, if you're back there in 4th and 5th and we're watching the lead battle and you do that, it might not always be the race director telling you to wait. So it's just something you got to think about. Is it worth getting a reputation?
Yeah.
Is it worth making somebody upset at you for next week? Full disclosure, when I was younger, I had a reputation for running people over all the time. And it dawned on me one day that was happening. And so I tried really hard to not make that happen. And, I've tried to not just run people over anymore and hit them. Sometimes that's to my detriment too. So,
right.
You just got to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. One more. Ethan Delaire, any updates? Because this will be fast. Any updates on the Spring Champs race, or will that just be put off until next year? At the moment, it's probably going to be put off until next year. I can't think of any spot where we could host a big 10-skill race.
Yeah.
Unless it was something super big, but that ain't going to happen. So.
Right.
So it doesn't look like it. I think our summer series is going to get done October 3rd, and then we're going to switch gears and go right into nitro racing and carpet racing for the rest of the fall. So, and then we got next year. Next year is going to be pretty big.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. This is gonna be a long show. So we got a long one in. So my sister's looking at me like, So. Yeah. What do you think? Think we're good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, that's we'll call it good. That's it for us. We hope that you guys enjoy listening to Will and I talk about what's going on at the HobbyPlex and all that good stuff. And I hope you guys enjoy our race results. I know if you're not local, you can be like, why do I care? But it is interesting. I think it's interesting to hear us talk about some of our local guys.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I would listen if I wasn't from around here.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. This is I'm going to sign us off. Thanks for tuning in. I'll definitely be doing an after-hour show on Thursday at 9 p.m. I skipped last week because we had a guy calling sick at work, and I got stuck there until like 9 o'clock, so I didn't feel like doing it when I got home. I was really tired. And I put up a bunch of new content on YouTube today, so you can check that out, both racing and flying, and then you got this show today, so it's good stuff.
Yeah, you got all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
All kinds of content.
Oh, God, I can't sign us off just yet. Hold on. One thing. No racing this weekend on the off-road because we have the Tamaya Championship Series regional event.
Right.
I almost forgot. We got to mention it because we're going to have to talk about it next week. So that's going on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So there's no Family Friday off-road and there's no Saturday off-road club racing. The following Saturday, on the 25th, I believe I have online sign up right now, and if I don't, it'll be on by tonight. If we can get 50 people, not entries, people to sign up online or more, okay, 50 or more online, guaranteed to come race on next Saturday, the 25th. It's just a regular club race day, okay? Doors open at 10. We start racing at 1:30. I will buy Raising Cane's catering for everybody for that day.
Yeah. Drivers only.
Drivers only. Not your family, not your homeless cousin, but just the racers, okay? So I will have catered Raising Cane's if we can get 50 people, which should amount to at least 50 entries, but if everybody races 2 classes, it's going to be about 100 entries. By the way, I just want to make mention that I did announce this Saturday during the race at the Summer Series, so nobody out there thinks that I'm copying them. I just want to throw that out there. This is something I thought of as we were racing on Saturday. So if anybody...
Did somebody else do it?
Yeah, well, maybe. If anybody out there decides to...
this is our idea.
Steal our idea again. I just want to make mention that this is actually...
at a track.
This is actually my idea. Came out Saturday, and I'm just gonna, I haven't made a Facebook post about it yet because I've been really busy today on my day off. But anywho, so.
And if for our guys overseas that listen that don't know what Raising Cane's is, it's this restaurant that only sells chicken strips.
Yeah, really good chicken strips too.
Yeah, chicken strips, fries, piece of bread. It's all you need, baby.
Yep.
Anyway.
So keep that in mind. I'll have that up, and it's pretty easy to get 50 people. We had like 96 people on Saturday. So if we can get half of that to come out for a club race, we're going to be in good shape. So, anyways, that's it. That's all I got. Will, what's your catchphrase?
Catch you on the flip-flop.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. And thanks for tuning in.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye, guys.